Alright guys, welcome to the second episode of the Zach and Bo Show. If you saw the first one, we got a few views, subscribers, whatever. Some people might have enjoyed it, you know. So here's our second one. Hope you enjoy this. We got a lot of videos coming at you this week or over the next few days or weeks. So it'll be rewarding to subscribe to us or keep track of what we're doing. And so if you don't know what we do here, it's only our second episode, so there's a good chance you don't. We each pick two topics on our own, and then we have 2 minutes to argue about them. And then after all that, we take one topic that we both pretty much agree on and spend 4 minutes on it. But the twist is we have to flip a coin, and whoever loses the coin to us has to argue for the opposite side. So I hope you guys are interested in that. And this week, for that, we're talking about the Supergirl trailer that came out a few weeks ago. We're asking, does it have a chance to be good? That's what we're going at. So his topics first, and we're about ready to go. Okay. Since we're doing a review on this one, we're doing Andreas review. We're going to do 3 minutes on this one, and then the rest will be 2. So just to clarify. Okay, so 3 minutes on the clock. Ready, go.
Okay, my San Andreas review. Obviously it's going to be quite a bit like the typical disaster movie, but it made everything seem more realistic and plausible than the other ones did. Instead of just taking, the 2012 scare and just making everything blow up, they actually, went along with something that could be quite possible. And the acting overall, I think, was really, really good. Paul Giamatti did, really fantastic, I thought. I mean, overall, I probably give it a 7.5 out of 10.
So yeah, I didn't love it, but I loved it for what it was. I'm a sucker for some good disaster action when it's, done right. And The Rock's just a great actor. You
gotta love him.
You gotta love him. Like, he's a likable actor. Maybe not great's the perfect word, but, he's a likable guy. I thought the acting all around was strong. The daughter in that movie was probably the weakest actress, if you ask me.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, she wasn't like it didn't really detract from the movie or anything that bad.
No, I think the brothers were really good. I think they kind of helped that whole situation because they spent the whole movie together. Mm-hmm. So I thought they did all right, helping it.
Yeah, it was good. Overall, I just really enjoyed it. All right, Paul Giamatti, one of my favorite actors, does great. He's kind of there to be the guy that's like, oh my god, every 10 minutes. But it's still cool and a lot of fun. He does a good job at that. So yeah, all right.
So it helps it, be more interesting, like when the bigger things start happening.
Mm-hmm, yeah, and this scene with the cruise ship it's worth the price of admission. It's definitely a good, well done effect. I really liked it. What was your favorite scene?
Man, I don't know. I really liked. This might not be the biggest deal, but when Rock starts to steal that truck and the guy tries to stop him, he just punches him out just because he's the Rock. Yeah. But it's cool because it shows like how versatile Rock is on using like all the different vehicles within the movie. I thought that was kind of cool.
That was pretty cool.
Granted, some of the aviation they did was probably not all that plausible. Yeah. Like the auto rotation I heard was kind of off, but either way, I think for a lot of people like us, we don't know a whole lot about it, so obviously it's not going to be the biggest deal ever. But overall, I think they did really good with it.
Yeah, they did a good job. I really enjoyed it. Is this really horrible to think? I don't know if did they show this girl at the very end of the movie or not. But the girl at the beginning, I was thinking like she probably died the whole thing, so it's probably pointless to save her.
They didn't do anything after that. What happened to the story?
Like I remember you saw at the camp like one girl and another guy like hug each other or meet each other. Was that her or no? Because I can't remember. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. But part of me's thinking, no, poor Rocky saved this girl.
Yeah, they should have tried to at least hint at it or something, or kind of talk about it a little more, like on the news, like you overhear news on the TV instead of just completely gone the rest of the movie. Yeah, that was kind of weird, but
it's a good movie. Like you said, 7.5 out of 10 probably.
Yeah,
I think that's a good score.
That's what it is.
Yeah, good 7.5 out of 10. Alrighty. Alright, so I'm gonna bring the clock down to 2 minutes for this one. So. Okay, so our first 2 minute topic, we're both big fans of the Arkham games and the, of course, 90s Batman animated series, and since the Arkham Knight game's coming out soon, I thought it'd be an interesting question since they're both kind of in the same universe, they're both adaptation of Batman. What is the better adaptation of the Batman character and mythos, the Arkham game or the animated series? Because if you ask me, if you're asking the two best things that adapted the source material, I would go with those two. So I figured we could put them against each other. That'd be kind of fun.
Absolutely.
So, ready, go.
You get your side.
I'm going to go with the Arkham games. They are definitely a bit of an adaptation of the animated series, but I feel like they took the animated series and then took it to the next level while also making it a video game, and you get to control the characters. It's a video game. It's kind of not fair of an argument, but like it's just amazing game to play as your favorite characters from the animated series in a video game. Also, but they're also kind of like unleashed and like even more than they were in that series, as great as they were in the series.
Absolutely, yeah, and that's hard to say because we were obviously raised watching the animated series, so just it made such a big impact on what you thought of Batman. But you were right; I like the way they make it very, very similar with the whole storylines and everything. But then they also add, how like dark and gritty it is, like especially with the rated M, coming out with that. That's something you don't see, and so it's like you took the animated and you grew up with it. It kind of went with your time, and I think that it's fantastic. I gotta say, it might be hard to go against the animated series for me. Just because it's so fun to watch. Even nowadays, it's just really cool, and it's just a perfect Batman. But that's not taking anything away from the Arkham games. Not at all. They do fantastic with it. So it's hard to argue either one. But I gotta go with the animated just because, that's something I grew up with. But
yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. I grew up with it, but like I said, it takes me to the next level. But that's not really a fault in the animated series.
No, it's a kid show. Like we had talked about, yeah. Joker couldn't go out and kill people, but in this one,
but he could do whatever.
Being rated M. Yeah, he could do about whatever as Batman. You can beat someone to death.
Yeah, I hope Mark Hamill pops up somewhere in Arkham Knight, but
that'd be very cool. I think they would try to do something like that. I think that'd be really, really cool.
Yeah,
it's hard to just kill off the Joker. There's something behind the story.
It doesn't matter. Hopefully you've already played the game. It came out in 2009. I was just being a jerk there. But, I love the Arkham games. I love the animated series. The animated series itself was really dark and gritty for just
being a kid show. They did really good with it.
That's right. There's that one. All right. Now on to your second topic.
All right, we're talking the most anticipated video games. We have, Arkham Knight coming out. We have the Star Wars, Metal Gear Solid 5, right? Yeah. And just about which one you're most excited for.
All right. This is a tough one for me because Metal Gear Solid 4 is actually the very first game I got on my PlayStation 3, and it's my favorite game of all time. But I think Metal Gear Solid 5 is going to be amazing. But the whole Metal Gear series, like how it's kind of timeline goes back and forth everywhere. The sequels for those games don't get me as interested as something like the Arkham games that you get to follow the character right after the events of that one, which is maybe not a fault to the Metal Gear Solid games, but just the sequel piques your interest more for the Arkham games. At least in my opinion, that's just the way I feel. Even though I love Metal Gear, I'm really excited for Star Wars Battlefront. Some of the stuff they're doing with it seems kind of weird. Like they're making it a really small game, like only a few maps and a few characters. But if they do all that right, it could be very good. So.
Obviously, Batman's like my favorite character in any universe.
Yeah.
But I'm really excited for that new Star Wars game. Really, when I was, we played Star Wars Battlefront on PlayStation 2 when we were younger, and those games were so much fun. Just because you could go so many different planets and stuff. And that's going to be a problem if you're not able to explore all that universe, because Star Wars is such a big open universe and so many different stories. If you can't go out and do that and it restricts it, then that might hold it back as a really good video games. But like we were talking about in our earlier topic, the way that Arkham Knight's going is they're making it more for adults and stuff. So that might be really enjoyable. You get to be almost like a Dark Knight Returns Batman of you just can be gritty and you can not be restrained to rated T.
Hopefully, just don't kill anyone. Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully you don't kill anyone, but at least you get it in Batmobile. Yeah, you get to try the Batmobile. It's hard to top that.
Yeah, you can't beat that. And I've heard, I just heard the map for the whole world is just huge in that game, and I'm so pumped for it. I'm getting it at midnight. It's Monday the 22nd, but I pre-ordered it. Gonna go at midnight, so that's probably my most anticipated.
Yeah, I'd say Arkham Knight.
Arkham Knight. All right.
Batmobile.
Oh wait, my topic.
Yep.
Okay, for our last topic, we're going to do Dream Director for a Star Wars or comic book movie. We wanted to include a whole bunch of stuff. This has been a topic that's been going around in certain things, certain forums, certain videos. I just want to, have us talk about it and see what our thoughts were. I thought it was an interesting question. So, here we go. Mine's going to be a little odd, kind of off choice. I don't know their names, but I want the guys who directed John Wick to direct the Boba Fett movie. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that'd actually be really cool. I mean, make it pretty dark and gritty, and I mean, John Wick was fantastic. What they did with Keanu Reeves was awesome. I don't think the second one's going to be all that great, but I mean...
Go do the Boba Fett movie. Leave your John Wick movie and go do the Boba Fett movie, guys. I know there's 2 directors, but go do the Boba Fett movie.
Go do the Boba Fett. I think what we were talking about a week ago, I mean, Ben Affleck directing a solo Batman movie.
That'd be amazing.
Like, because he's a fantastic director, and he would actually be able to control what happens to his story.
Yeah.
You know, Zack Snyder, sorry, he kind of hurt Man of Steel quite a bit. Henry Cavill could fit Superman amazing, but with Zack Snyder kind of holding it back, I mean, I'm afraid that might happen to Batman, and Ben Affleck could do great.
Yeah, he could do great, especially if he's, like, he's just all his decisions. And
his full control.
Not his full control, because if you give a director everything, it doesn't always turn out perfect. But he could do a good job.
And, I mean, just thinking, this might sound weird, but J.J. Abrams as a Star Wars director, I mean, that's fantastic.
That is good.
I mean, I'm really excited for it. I think if anyone can, give life back to the Star Wars, I mean, it'd be him.
It's JJ.
I really think he could do it. He did it to Star Trek.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, because Star Trek died, and it wasn't nearly as popular as Star Wars back then.
Now it's huge. Like the movies or not, he brought it back, and I understand some of the nerd complaints now I think about it, but you can't deny that they're good movies. They're very, very good movies.
Absolutely, yeah, they're fantastic, and I liked him. I mean, he does a pretty dang good job. It's hard to say anything else, but he does good with it.
Yeah, and if you watch Super 8, you can just tell the guy loves sci-fi and those characters. He just loves
Super
movies.
8 was one of my more favorite movies. I mean, I love Super 8.
Yeah,
that was fantastic.
I think it was 2011. That was one of my favorite movies that year.
It was really good.
It was great. All right.
Moment of truth.
Okay. 4-minute topic. If the Supergirl thing, TV show, whatever it is, does it have a chance? Because we're not going to say if it's going to be bad or good, because, odds are it's not going to be good. I'm not saying, odds are the odds are against this TV series, but we want to argue if it has a chance to be any good at all. And I don't think it really does. Do you think it has any sort of chance?
Not really.
So one of us is going to have to argue how it would work, and the other one's going to have to argue that it doesn't work. So, all right, but 4 minutes on the clock, and do you want to flip the coin?
Let's go.
All right, I'm going heads.
Heads?
Heads.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Jesus.
Yeah, you didn't get away with Jared Leto, so I guess
I've earned this.
You've earned it, absolutely. Do you want to start, or you want me to start?
I'll start. Okay. This just looks bad. I'm all for good female superheroes. I love female action heroes. I love Furious and Mad Max. Wonder Woman's amazing. Ripley and Aliens. Sarah Connor, Terminator. There's some great female action and superheroes out there, and I'm all for it. But this just looks like a pure romantic comedy drama, and you see this thing remember those those Like a Girl campaigns? This is going against the fact that this is about a woman that's the strongest person in the planet ever, can do anything, but it's taking her back to the basic romantic drama girly stuff, and that's just I just don't like exactly what it's doing. It's not really pushing the boundaries for me. It seems like it's taking something that they could just do something amazing with and really push the boundaries of what you think a female superhero could do, and they're just taking it to the, they're just not taking any chances. It's just being a romantic comedy, normal thing. So that's the way it looks to me. You can go ahead and say what you want.
Okay. I'll say it's cool that they're going with the backstory. They're building it up. It seems like quite a bit. How she doesn't just come as a teenager or something. I thought that's how Supergirl went, but they're kind of talking more about her backstory and how it might be a little different than Superman's, instead of just assuming they're exactly the same. Another thing. Yeah, I think it's kind of cool how it's showing that she is very careless at first. She doesn't care if anyone knows, but it's going to teach her in the end. She has to be restrained with how much people know who she is, because if she goes out and tells everyone, it's going to mess with her. And the suit looks like it's supposed to, I guess.
Not really. No offense. She's not blonde, really. I don't buy the acting. If we've seen anything on TV series with all the Netflix series, so you can make a good superhero series with a low budget. You don't need a big, huge budget to make a good superhero movie or TV series. And this is CBS, so I'm thinking they have definitely a higher budget than like The Flash or Arrow, and maybe even Netflix's Daredevil, maybe. And they just didn't really make it show in this trailer, right? And it just doesn't.
It looked like it had a low, like didn't have enough.
Yeah.
But I mean, the effects don't look horrible.
I mean, when she was like jumping up, flipping, looked like a rubber. Got a little Matrix loaded for me.
It's hard to argue it, but I mean, they did go with Smallville. Smallville started out really cheesy, so maybe they could, start out but gradually get better. Maybe they introduced Tom Welling. Everyone kind of gets attracted to that and brings it in because Tom Welling was a good Superman.
Yeah,
maybe they just recast the whole Smallville and bring him in.
Just make this Smallville.
The whole thing is, but they add Supergirl to it. I mean, they might do something. I don't know.
Wasn't Supergirl in Smallville?
I believe so for a little bit. I mean, Smallville got a little crazy at some points.
Yeah.
But that's
wasn't there that Supergirl movie in the 80s?
They haven't done the best of Supergirl, so maybe that's why they're trying something new.
Yeah, they're trying something new. And she deserves a good story. She deserves a good TV movie or TV show or a movie. She definitely deserves it.
So I'll go overall. I'll say it has a chance. It just depends on where CBS takes it. You don't really hear CBS making the most profound shows.
Not really. Like I said, I don't know. I don't like it. Like, I just don't like that they're taking this amazing character and making her kind of just like,
revert it back to such like a
bland, boring, every typical girl. Not that there's anything wrong with that. That's perfectly fine. It's just they're not making her. They just.
Maybe that's how she's starting though. Maybe it's kind of getting suspense built up. Maybe it'll help it.
Maybe it'll help it, but it just seemed like they're focusing too much on that, and they're not focusing on how amazing this person is and how great she can be. So that's my complaint. So yeah, I just don't think I have much of a chance.
It was a rough 4 minutes.
Yeah, you had fun. So there's that. All right.
So let's hope they just cast all Smallville. Bring him to Supergirl.
There's Smallville. Yeah, so there's our second show. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back here soon with all Jurassic Park themed episode in honor of Jurassic World because we're very pumped for that, aren't we?
Absolutely.
So yeah, stay forward to looking to that, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'll see you guys later.